IndustriALL Uni and our NGO partners had already been talking to the brands, trying to convince them that the previous voluntary initiatives had not worked. There had been a lot of dead bodies. But still, I was amazed at the lack of sense of urgency when we had our talks. And then Rana Plaza collapsed. We were sad and angry, and it was tragic to have these more than 1,000 dead workers, young girls and boys, to change completely the dynamics. But today, a year after, we have 160 brands and retailers that have signed this legally binding agreement covering more than 2 million workers and almost 2,000 factories. What is positive is that now the inspections of these factories are in full swing. 110 inspectors in the Accord team are working long days. 200 factories are being inspected every month, and by the end of September 2014 we will have inspected more than 1,600 factories and prepared recommendations for the repairs of dangerous factories. In doing their job, our inspectors have identified dangerous conditions. Some discussions on remediation plans have been difficult. But the Accord says that the brands and the factory owners have to find funding for the repairs of dangerous factories and for paying the salaries of the workers during the repairs. This is not an easy process, but we are determined to do all it takes to make the Bangladeshi garment industry safe and sustainable. This project is not only about safety, it's also about getting rid of the poverty wages in Bangladesh. Last year, after a long campaign and mobilization, the Bangladeshi government finally agreed in November to raise the minimum wages from $38 to $67 a month, a 77% raise. But this is only the first step towards a living wage to which every worker, man and woman, is entitled to. We have to continue with annual revisions, and the brands and the retailers have to pay fair pricing to the factory owners to guarantee a living wage. After long negotiations led by the International Labour Organization ILO, we finally managed to reach an agreement on setting up the Rana Plaza Trust Fund to secure proper compensation to the 3,600 victims and families. The long-term target is $40 million, but we are still far from this figure. We urge not only those 28 brands that source from Rana Plaza, but all the brands that have been working in Bangladesh to contribute to the fund with a considerable sum. They share a collective responsibility for this profoundly unsustainable production model and hazards, this model that we are now about to change. Still more than a year ago, the Bangladeshi garment industry was virtually non-union. We have launched a major organizing project. The good news is that during the past 12 months, IndustriALL affiliated unions have organized more than 40,000 workers in 120 factories. This effort to build union power will continue. There cannot be an effective safety culture without organized workforce.